Man, I have a lot to say about Joker Folie et Deux. Before we get into it, it is October 4th of 2024. It's a Friday. It is currently 10:32. I just got out of my screening not even an hour ago, and I have a lot to say about this movie. Directed by Todd Phillips and starring Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga, this is the sequel to the highly anticipated original Joker from 2019, and having just watched the original Joker, or rewatched, I had not very high expectations, especially the way people were reacting. I just thought it would be bad, but this movie is almost unequivocally bad. I don't think I used that word right, but let's summarize the plot. Joker Folie et Deux follows Joker's trial after the events of the original, and watching Arthur Fleck battle with the person that is Arthur Fleck and the person that is Joker back and forth. So one thing that I was very excited about this movie for, which I know a lot of people weren't, was the music. I was expecting the music to be, if not good, at least just like a nice silly little add-on, if you know what I mean. And honestly, the music, okay, what this film does is it continuously is on a downward slope. For the first 30 minutes to an hour of the film, I think it goes over very swimmingly. And for a good while I was having a lot of fun. But as the film goes on and on and on, all of these silly little things get more and more and more annoying. The music is the best example. Near the start and even towards the middle, the music feels very interwoven to the film. It feels very vital. Like if you removed it, it would feel just more empty than it already is, which I'll get to soon. But especially towards the end of the movie, the music feels so shoehorned in and so forced and not appropriate at all. I can't stand it. Another thing, I'm trying not to spoil, but Lady Gaga, Harley Quinn, her character does literally nothing in this movie. She does an astounding amount of nothing. Sure, she does act as Joker's love interest and motivation for a lot of the movie, which I guess is kind of the only role that could work for her. But everything else she does. She has, when Joker's not on the screen, she has 4 minutes of screen time. She never gets any screen time if Joker isn't in the room with her. And I feel like Todd Phillips could have handled it so much better. And this film still has those same problems that the original Joker had. It still feels very hollow. It still feels very void of a personality behind the camera. The cinematography is even worse in this film. Sure, there's some pretty scenes in an IMAX that look nice, but it's kind of hard to make an ugly-looking IMAX movie. I think this movie is going to age not like milk, but like already spoiled milk. This is going to age like meat left in the sun. It is going to be covered in maggots and flies faster than you can imagine. And again, I don't want to spoil, but especially towards the end, the movie just feels so nasty and so just not fun to watch. You're never sitting there like, oh, I can't wait to see how this ends. You're like at least in the original Joker, towards the end when kind of a spoiler, but I think I already talked about it in the other video, when Joker kills Murray, the build up to that is very grand. It feels very cumulative of the whole film. But this movie's ending feels like hot glued on to the end. It doesn't feel like the movie was building to this ending. It doesn't feel like it was even all that important to the story. It just feels like something that they had to do so that Todd Phillips could go, my work here is done, and walk away from the Joker franchise series thing. I mean, I don't... This movie is just so unbelievably disappointing to me, because the main thing was the music. I really wanted this to, if not be a great movie, just to be a fine musical, because the idea of a Joker musical in line with the chaos of Joker's character is just something that kind of interests me. And I think, and I like musicals too. The more I watch them, the more I like musicals. And this movie is so scared to pursue the musical field that it annoys me. It's a jukebox musical, sure. There are no original tracks in the movie, which is fine. You know, it would have been nice to have an original song sung by Joaquin Phoenix or even Lady Gaga. I don't know why she didn't make any music for this movie, but you know, whatever. but all the music that they do sing is nice. Lots of Frank Sinatra, lots of like appropriate to the time music, which is nice. But outside of those songs, outside of the songs sounding nice, most of the time they don't really apply to the story, and it feels like Todd Phillips was just like, he was doing a stopwatch, and it was like, oh, it's been 10 minutes, we need another song, and he just plaster the scene in, and then be another 10 minutes, another song. The movie feels so aimless. It feels like it never has anywhere it's going. You think it's trying to lead you towards the end of the courtroom scene, and then that doesn't matter anyway. Again, trying not to spoil. There's so much this movie could have done really well, and not that we really needed a sequel to the original Joker, but there were quite a few branches that they could have potentially gone down, and I feel like they went down multiple, and they went down the worst each time. They did the absolutely worst decision they could at every turn, and it bothers me so much. It wasn't fun to watch. It's not fun to talk about. It's not going to be fun to talk about to other people. It's not going to be fun to talk about and just like shit on. It is just a genuinely disappointing, like just horrible movie. This is a horrible film. This is a 2 out of 10, and I'm saying that with my chest. I have no doubt in my mind. I don't know if you could fix this film. You probably need to rewrite the whole thing, make the music more important to the actual story, and make Harley Quinn do something. Oh my god, she does nothing this whole movie. But with that all out of the way, it would really mean the world if you dropped a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. Keeps me doing these and keeps me motivated. You know, it really does mean the world. We're at like 119 subs. It's absolutely unbelievable. It really does mean the world to me, guys. But I think that's kind of all I have to say. Sorry there was no Week in Horror film today. No spooky cast. I got caught up in Joker clown fever. But with all that out of the way, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the theaters. But not for Joker Folie et Deux.